everybody, I'm Lucy Kennedy and you're all so welcome to this week's Ask the Squad. Joining me as always, we have our panel of experts from the VHI Health Squad who are here to answer all your questions and also offer some advice on how to take a more holistic approach to your health. Joining us today, we have sleep expert Tom Coleman and health coach Martina Breen. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are we doing?
Very good.
Good. Okay, sleep related, and this is the bane of my life, but we'll get to me in a sec, Tom. I've got 86 questions. Okay, I'm a great sleeper, but my partner is really unsettled lately and is keeping me up as well. I really don't want to sleep in separate bedrooms, but is there anything else we can do to try and sleep better together, Tom? Keeping
Excellent. It is a common issue for people, and I feel your frustration. I mean, if you're sleeping quite well and you've no problem, and your partner is having disturbed or disrupted sleep, then it can be tough, and it can cause some issues with couples. But I think there are a few things to look at and examine. So first, I suppose, you know, what's happening? Why has the person sort of developed sleep issues? Is it something related to the environment, or has something changed recently? Is it children? Is it stress maybe? So the why is important, because the why then maybe informs the right solution to the problem. So that's the first thing I would look at. Why is it happening? And then, you know, you'd look at the other obvious things like food, stimulants like coffee, sedatives, all that type of stuff, alcohol. And then the bedroom environment, of course, very important. We're into summer now, and I know that this muggy weather can cause the heat, and temperature is one of those key triggers for waking us and putting us to sleep. So if it's too warm, obviously all of those physical things are hugely important and can disrupt very easily. And you know, we are very sensitive. We are exceptionally sensitive to all of these things. One little thing can disrupt our sleep pattern.
Sleep deprivation, though, is, I just think, horrific. I just go, you know, even going back to the stages of having a newborn baby, you know, and you've that broken sleep.
Yes.
Like, I remember crying from sleep deprivation, and I think broken sleep it's actually agony. I really feel for this person if they can't sleep.
Yeah, the first thing any army teaches their new recruits, or they take away their sleep to see what they're made of, really. So we take away sleep, we psychologically, emotionally become exceptionally fragile, and we break down very quickly. And there's any amount of research demonstrating that our decision making is interfered with, our emotional stability is interfered with. You know, so much depends on good quality sleep from a physical and psychological point of view. Like, there isn't, according to experts, there isn't one aspect of our physiology or psychology that isn't profoundly impacted from sleep deprivation. So, I mean, that's why it's important to safeguard it. And so I'll give you a few examples. So your cortisol level, cortisol is a stress hormone. If you're stressed out and arguing and you can't sleep and you're sleep deprived, then your stress level, your cortisol levels will remain elevated for longer, which will encourage your body to store energy as fat. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone, which basically tells you to eat. People who are sleep deprived have elevated ghrelin levels. Basically, their brain tells them to eat sugar, eat carbohydrates, because it's a neurotransmitter which makes you feel better. So ghrelin, leptin, that tells you to stop eating. Leptin goes down if you're sleep deprived. So, I mean, there's a whole host of different medical reasons why we need to look after our sleep. So it does, it impacts every aspect of our health. So, you know, very good quality bed, very good quality mattress, even something we can learn from other cultures, like separate quilts. I mean, so that you're not fighting for quilts or one fabric. You know, so having separate quilts, I mean, that's something very practical that you can do. Earplugs, of course, soft earplugs can reduce the noise. The eye mask, all of these sort of physical things can really help.
Because everyone kind of thinks, you know, oh God, once you go into the spare bedroom, then it does kind of put that distance between you, doesn't it?
It does.
I have been tempted so many times because Richie went through a stage of snoring, and I thought,
And this is where you need a bit of maybe guidance. I mean, if there's sleep disruption more than 3 nights a week for 3 weeks, then it might be worth investigating or speaking to a medical professional about it. So yeah, no, it is important that you sort of identify what's happening, and then I suppose maybe if you decide that you really need a good night's sleep, maybe 1 or 2 nights in another bedroom might really help you out. Maybe that could be something that you might consider doing. One thing that will really help with really good quality sleep, and a lot of research on sleep onset, sleep maintenance, sleep quality, how deep we go to sleep, is related back to exercise and light exposure during the daytime. So the more light exposure you can get earlier in the day, the better you will sleep that night. You'd even look at the position of the bed or the bedroom, which side you're sleeping on. The recommendation is to sleep on your left side or non-dominant side. And the reason for the non-dominant side is you have your strong arm to protect you. So what other things can you do to increase that sense of security within the relationship and within yourself? And those are the things that, will actually help you sleep better at night. And that is the communication, the talking, the planning, the exercising, the going out together, increasing that sense of security. And then that will help with the alarm and maybe the partner, the disrupted sleep partner as well.
But I do think, and listening to there while you were speaking with Tom, there's a lot of people think, oh, well, if I let anyone know that I go to the spare room, or that we're not sleeping together, they'll think our relationship is falling apart. That there is this, social perception that if you're a healthy relationship and you sleep together. And yes, that is the ideal. And if you can both, get into bed, cuddle up and fall asleep together. But if there is snoring, if there's cover pulling, if you like different sleep temperatures, on both sides of the bed, you have to be creative and either look of getting 2 different tog duvets, about getting that bigger bed, about either deciding that you're going to wear blindfolds and earplugs if your partner likes watching Netflix later than you, or being on the phone, or it's just going to breed contempt and you're going to be the small bickers, and it's the small weeds in a garden that strangle the roses, So there's no right or wrong, there's no rules, and it doesn't matter what society projects. It's what works for the couple. I would just encourage couples, that if there are issues around sleeping and one person's activity is affecting the other person's sleep, talk about it. Just find a creative solution, and without the blame game, that we have to stay in this bed, so you have to do this so that I get some sleep. Maybe it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with sleep. I've been talking about it pretty much since I gave birth 10 years ago. So to our friend here, basically they need to sit down, have a chat and go, right, what's the crack? What's wrong with you? Let's try and find a solution. If not, neither of us are leaving this bed.
Absolutely. Sit down, communicate, express how one can help the other in that, without, as Martina said, without the blame happening, and come up with a strategy. Synchronize your circadian pattern together, your sleep habit, your timing. Synchronize that. Look at your bedroom situation, your quilts, your mattress. Look at that. Look at your exercise, your light exposure, your alcohol, the coffee, all of those physical attributes, the heat. Consider all of those things as well, and come up with a plan together. And then if you need to, consider 1 or 2 nights apart.
Guys, I think you both just saved my marriage. Good talking to you both as always. Thank you so much. And for everyone else, if you have any questions for Ask the Squad, just head to the VHI website, which is vhi.ie/ask the squad, and we'll see you again.